Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you like the garden stone. I've been working on that for a very long time, and I know that a lot of you have been waiting for my next thing to come out, and this is it. I make all of these tools inspired by the Akash, and I make them with the intention of using them myself as a practitioner. So I'm looking forward to being in session and opening Zoom and seeing you guys holding the garden stone just like you do with so many other things that I make. So I have some information today to share with you that I'm excited to bring forward. And this is something that I've been dealing with and working with a lot. And I've gained access to a process, a modality that has been really beneficial for me. And these are the things that I love to share because I'm encountering puzzles and problems as an old soul and as a light worker. And when utilizing the Akashic records to kind of figure out what it is, I can then acquire information to share with you guys and have an understanding directly of why it's important and how to implement it. So I have been spending too much time lately feeling lost in the clouds. And I'll remind you what's being asked of you in this human experience of yours is that you learn how to walk in both worlds. That can be hard to do when you have one world that's calibrating itself and getting its stuff together, and then you have another world full of infinite potential at your fingertips. So when I go into my inner world, I have absolutely no restrictions or limitation. I can build anything that I want to. I can create anything that I want to. I can experience anything that I want to. I can fall in love authentically and spontaneously at any given moment in my inner world. I go into my inner world and there are things there for me to explore and to learn and to see. I go into my inner world as a creator with infinite potential and have full intention to manifest from that potential. I have 6 different dimensional spaces that I choose to go into quite regularly, sometimes frequently, more than one time a day. But there is there's a price to pay for that. There's a toll that takes on you, and we as old souls and light workers can't necessarily put everything in the 3rd dimensional reality on the back burner while we access the field of potential in the way that we're meant to. So some of you are going further from your body than you ever have and spending more time outside of your body than you ever have, either consciously or unconsciously, which can make sometimes coming back into the body the right way hard to do. We've talked about in previous videos the importance of coming back into the body the right way, the importance of grounding and anchoring and all that good stuff. So the farther you go, the harder it is to come back in and be functional in the limitation that you've come into. So we don't want to be coming back into our body feeling like we're diluted, feeling like we've depleted the resources. We don't want to come back into our body and food tastes dull, music doesn't sound as good, all of the normal things that used to get our attention and get our focus don't mean the same things to us as they once did. It's not necessarily supposed to be that way. You are either exerting your resources and experience in your etheric spaces, or you're exerting your resources of experience in your physical space. What's asked of you is to straddle both places, to walk in both worlds, and to manage and maintain certain levels of experience within both places. You may notice when you have a stressful day, it's harder for you to enter into your etheric spaces. When you have a long journey in your etheric spaces, it's harder to come back into the physical body. So the guides have provided me with some tools that are very valuable for making that happen, which just happen to have a massive amount of benefits that come with it too. So I've been informing some of my more integrated practitioners about these practices, and I've received similar feedback to what I've been getting. And even if you guys don't feel like necessarily I'm crossing the veil and entering those dimensional spaces in the way that a lot of others are, many of you don't know this, but a lot of times when you wake up in the morning, you're getting off work. you have left your body to fulfill one, two, or even a multitude of different assignments on behalf of creation. So coming back into your body is not just a way of maintaining and managing the process of coming back and forth. You're a multidimensional being who's actually participating in this place in a variety of different levels and perspectives and paradigms. So at my house, we have flower beds that are just full of rocks. And there are sharp rocks, there are polished rocks, there's a variety of different stuff. So what I was guided to do was to walk on the rocks in discomfort for several minutes, 4, 5, 6 minutes, however long I could stand it. And, you know, the reflexology comes into play when you're doing this. You get little pokes and pinches and pressures on different parts of your feet, which are connected to everything else. So if you're walking on the rocks for several minutes at a time, it's likely that you've stimulated every pathway within the body that can be opened up and widened and become available to you by stimulating different parts of the foot. So another side of that is the little impulses of pain, the little discomforts. A little discomfort can provide a lot of good stuff after. Don't shy away from discomfort. So when you're stepping on the rocks and the body is sending the pain signals, we're stepping on something that maybe we shouldn't be. It tends to get your attention and you come back into alignment with the body. Not only that, it will release chemicals throughout the body that will help you feel more grounded and present and have sensational, heightened experiences available to you like they're supposed to be. So after you walk on the rocks, you're going to want to get the most benefit, put your feet in hot salt water. And you'll want to do this for another 5 to 10 minutes for as long as you can stand. And after we do this, we should find a place to put our feet up. And if you do it the right way, you will notice that your feet are just pounding and pulsing and that there's some kind of new circulation going through your body that was not there before. Some of the old souls and light workers have noticed that they have stomach issues. They'll specifically have stomach issues after doing a lot of spiritual work. They'll have stomach issues that tend to be attached to headaches and that kind of stuff. When I walked on the rocks, I had a lot of relief come into my intestines, and I felt like there was a lot of things cleared that weren't really working their way through the system in the manner that they're supposed to. So this is a little practice of endurance, of impatience and tolerance that can get the attention of a lot of pieces and parts, can move and flush things through the body that sometimes have trouble doing that, but can also get your attention and bring a certain level of alertness into your system that allows you to anchor into the body. So then you can go about your day with the gratitude and the appreciation at your disposal that is kind of your trademark. Something else that this will help is with a lot of restlessness, and a lot of the restlessness that we're getting right now is coming from the kundalini. The kundalini is busy, the kundalini is curious, the kundalini is excited about co-creating with you. This kundalini of yours is ancient. It's not new in relation to this body. This kundalini that you have energetically has been a companion of yours for probably many, many lifetimes and many planets that you've been on. So the kundalini needs a little help sometimes, and sometimes if the kundalini feels blocked from accessing what it needs to, you'll feel that in resistance or discomfort or even anxiety and frustration. But the kundalini can work through your meridian pathways. The kundalini can also work through your neurological pathways, your nervous system. So when we walk on the rocks, we trigger all of those things and create more space and room for the kundalini to work within parts the way that it's meant to. Walking on the rocks is also a method of triggering the release of disease, things that are stuck in the body, things that are stuck and rooted and entangled deeply within the body's systems, physically and energetically. Many old souls and light workers are healers who have chosen on their path to align with certain kinds of disease and ailments for the resonance and understanding that it would bring you as a healer. Many of you are not to keep these things for yourself for the duration of your time here. Many of you have reached the time where it's available to you to let go of these things and to move on from these things. And one of the things that might help you do that is to trigger the body and allow for purposeful discomfort within the body. So another outcome or result from walking on the rocks that I noticed, not just feeling more centered, more grounded, feeling like my body and its systems are flowing more efficiently. I started to notice that when I was in session or out of session, I was getting super chills. Like chills that go from head to toe, toe to head, chills that stick, chills that don't come and go, and like you have to chase them. So I feel like in walking on the rocks, my higher self can reach me and get my attention much easier. I feel like I'll stop in my tracks when I get the chills, and I'll notice something in my environment that I'm supposed to see or even tend to as a healer. So remember, old soul, come back into your body excited to work here. Come back into your body excited about your potential, and come back into your body understanding that you're up to the task. That's why you're here. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Okay, so I think I will stop there for now, and thank you guys for listening. If you are interested in the garden stone, I would love to make one for you. And if you've been looking for a session with me, you can find information about that in the description below as well. But I will see you soon, guys. Thank you.